Tonight on NewsWatch 12 at 6, the over 1 year long challenges of new staffing laws have brought local hospitals coming to light as frontline employees sharing with NewsWatch 12. And the Oregon Department of Education is sharing ideas of how to address cell phone use in schools, a look into the proposed policies and what that could mean for local educators. Plus, Halloween has a lot in store for us, including a parade, some rain, and of course, a lot of sweet treats.
Watching out for you. This is NewsWatch 12 at 6.
We begin tonight with a live look out at talent brought to you by our Stormwatch 12 Weather Cam network. The rain coming down this evening as the first in a series of storm systems has arrived to our region. And meanwhile, in our higher elevations, we are seeing snow. Check out Mount Ashland, where that snow is flying. The winter weather is making for some slow travel up in the Cascades. Thanks for joining us for NewsWatch 12 at 6. I'm Haley Gravett. For a look out at the roads and what we can expect with this wet and brisk weather for Halloween tomorrow, let's turn right over to Stormwatch 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman with the latest. Matt.
Yeah, Haley, this is the first wave of rain and higher elevation snow. Check out our NewsWatch 12 Weather Cam network. The rain coming down in Medford, Wairika, also some raindrops in Klamath Falls. Chilly temperatures. We're only in the 40s in Medford, Wairika, and Klamath Falls. We've also been seeing some pretty gusty winds as this cold front has come through. The windiest weather right now east of the Cascades, Lakeview, a gust at 32 miles per hour. There is a wind advisory in the Shasta Valley that does continue until 8 o'clock tonight, but it looks like the worst of those winds done. Also want to mention this afternoon, we did get a pretty strong earthquake off the Oregon coast. It was very deep though, so not really feeling it anywhere along the coast, at least the reports that I've seen so far, and there is no tsunami threat. Now let's get back to the rain and snow. Higher elevation snow really picking up in intensity as you head up into the Cascades, especially towards Crater Lake and Diamond Lake. Snow levels tonight will drop to about 4,000 feet. Look at the roads towards Diamond Lake and Willamette Pass. Snowy, slippery, and slow. Just wet roads right now for Lake of the Woods, but I do expect to see more of a change over to snow and accumulating snow as we head deeper into this evening. A winter storm warning in place along the Cascades and Siskiyous above 5,000 feet through a good chunk of Friday. So we got more impactful weather on the way tomorrow when it comes to rain, higher elevation snow. Some of it will be heavy at times, and winds will be gusty on our Halloween, gusts between 20 to 30 miles per hour. Coming up, we'll time out the wet weather for tomorrow. We'll talk precipitation amounts, and of course, we'll look at the weekend as well, all coming up in just a bit. Haley.
Thank you, Matt. And today, NewsWatch 12 started our Raise Food Place Stuff the Truck holiday season again. Our goal is to donate 5,500 bags of groceries to families in need here in our region, but we need your help to do so. So all you have to do is visit any Raise Food Place and buy a prepackaged bag of groceries. We'll take care of the rest for you. Or you can make a donation online at kdrv.com. Our Stuff the Truck campaign started today and will run through December 24th. And on to the School Watch tonight. Smartphone use in school is an ongoing issue, and the Oregon Department of Education has ideas for how to address it. The department releasing formal guidelines today for phone policies in Oregon school districts. NewsWatch 12's Leave column joining us live in studio. Leave, what could we see change with the new guidelines in place?
Well, Haley, this is the first time we're seeing specific suggestions from the state about smartphones in schools. All 197 school districts in Oregon are required to have a cell phone policy, but there hasn't been any framework for them to use until now. The guidance document giving 2 sample policies for students in Oregon schools. The first is a restrictive policy. Devices like magnetic locking pouches or phone caddies at the front of the classroom would keep phones out of the hands of students. The second is a more lenient policy called Away for the Day. Students keeping their phones silent and in their backpacks during class time. Phone use is allowed during passing periods and lunchtime. Both sample policies make exceptions for students with medical needs. In a statement, ODE Director Dr. Charlene Williams saying, quote, "We know that cell phones can offer benefits to students. At the same time, it's important for schools to work purposefully to create conditions that promote deep thinking and sustained attention." Tech is always changing in this day and age, and it's looking like some of these schools are having to adapt to those changes.
Absolutely, and with these changes, what will that mean for the classroom moving forward?
Well, Haley, something really interesting I found when I was reading through this ODE document released today was that they're actually encouraging teachers and staff to follow similar guidelines. That means staying off their phones in the classroom, staying engaged, really connecting with students. They say that'll contribute to a more well-rounded community.
Yeah, leading by example.
Absolutely.
Okay, appreciate it, Leaf. Thank you.
Thanks.
And tonight, in just over an hour, Crater High School Band and Color Guard will be hosting their community night performance. At the free showcase, you'll see what the band has been working on all season before they take it to the championships. The show begins at 7:30 at Crater High School. And onto a money alert this evening for Avista customers. The Oregon Public Utility Commission recently approved a decrease in rates that goes in effect on Friday. The decrease is largely due to an anticipated drop in natural gas prices compared to last year. For typical residential customers, your monthly bill will decrease by 8.7%. For commercial customers, the decrease will be around 10.7%, and for industrial customers, that decrease will be at about 24.7%. And $46 million in federal funding is coming to the Klamath Basin. The U.S. Department of the Interior announcing the investments for restoration projects in the area. The funding will support 24 restoration projects that aim to address some of the water-related challenges in Southern Oregon and Northern California. Over the past year, NewsWatch 12 has reported on the Klamath Dam removal project and water quality concerns in the Klamath River. And most recently, NewsWatch 12 told you about avian botulism in birds that are surrounding the Tule Lake National Wildlife Refuge. You can find those stories on our website, kdrv.com. And we're learning about a pedestrian vehicle crash that left a young Eagle Point resident dead. The crash occurred on Monday. 29-year-old Jessica Valenzuela Cazeta had chased a puppy from a nearby residence into Highway 62. She was then struck by an eastbound vehicle operated by another Eagle Point resident. Oregon State Police say the pedestrian was declared dead at the scene. The highway was impacted for about 3 hours while they did an on-scene investigation. Moving to a developing story that we've been tracking for you since the new staffing law for nurses. House Bill 2697 was enacted in October. In September of 2023, NewsWatch 12's Samantha Cadera has been looking into what's next. Before we go to her, we do want to do some key points in Asante's involvement with this case. So the Oregon Health Authority has identified 8 violations at Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center concerning non-compliance with the state's staffing regulations. There are some complaints that have been 11 valid complaints that have been filed against Asante, highlighting issues with staffing levels and adherence to establishing nurse staffing plans. Back in December of 2023 alone, 15 shifts were reported as non-compliant with the required RN staffing levels in the emergency department, impacting patient care. So let's check in with NewsWatch 12's Samantha Cadera one last time tonight as we look into what's next for hospitals who continue to receive complaints.
Now, earlier today, we looked into the previous laws, the laws today, and what's going on with patient care. Now, let's take a look and see what's next. Nurses are advocating for a change because they continue to see violations in the staffing laws, ultimately putting patients at risk.
The heart of the law, which is to provide safe care to patients and to ensure that hospitals are listening to nurses, because nurses are on the front lines and they see what not having adequate staffing does to patients.
Across all Oregon facilities, the Oregon Health Authority has received over 2,300 complaints regarding staffing issues since the new law took effect in September 2023.
One of the greatest honors and responsibilities of being a nurse is advocacy, right? Like, you are your patient's voice when they don't have a voice, and no, they don't have a voice. So we have to stand up and we have to keep fighting.
So we ask ourselves, what's next?
And starting in June of 2025, we will be issuing civil monetary penalties to hospitals that are non-compliant when the non-compliance occurs on or after June 1 of next year.
This is an ongoing story, so we'll bring you details as they become available. Reporting in Medford, Samantha Cadera, NewsWatch 12.
And the Taprock Northwest Grill in Grants Pass now under new ownership. We broke this to you yesterday on NewsWatch 12 at 6. We reached out to Dave Thomason, the former owner of the restaurant, who did confirm the change, saying their last day was Monday. He and his wife have owned and operated the Taprock for the last 16 years and have been in the restaurant business for over 40 years. Here's a picture of them now. NewsWatch 12 is tracking what's next for the Taprock as Jamie and LV Cartwright take ownership. You can find more information on this story on our website, kdrv.com. And tomorrow, the city of Ashland is hosting its annual Children's Halloween Parade downtown. At 3:30 tomorrow afternoon, parade participants will start at the Ashland Public Library and will make its way down East Main Street towards the plaza. Today, NewsWatch 12 spoke to the Ashland Chamber of Commerce about how the parade impacts downtown businesses.
Most businesses are open and welcoming and excited to welcome trick-or-treaters, and then there are some that are, the crowd is a lot, so they head out for the day and head home for their celebrations early, but most businesses participate.
Ashland police also telling NewsWatch 12 that all cars parked downtown in the area being closed off will start being towed at about 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, so make sure you move your car. Officers will also be closely monitoring any disorderly conduct and public intoxication and even alcohol consumption. And with Halloween festivities ramping up, other local police departments are also stepping up their efforts to ensure that everybody stays safe while trick-or-treating, especially on the roads. They say that visibility is a crucial factor when kids are trick-or-treating. They recommend adding reflective tape or glow sticks to the costumes, as well as carrying flashlights and staying in well-lit areas. Drivers should also be extra cautious of pedestrians and never drive impaired. And we can't forget to celebrate the holiday's significant and signature candy because it's National Candy Corn Day. While it's a bit controversial whether you love it or hate it, the iconic candy has a long history, being debuted in the late 1880s. It's evolved over the years, trying different looks and even flavors, but remains a staple during this time of year. And if you're still looking for something to do for Halloween, head to our website, kdrv.com. We have a full list of events in our local counties that you can check on. You can have last-minute Halloween events, and if you still have an idea of one that you'd like for us to see, just head to our website or submit a newsdesk@kdrv.com email. The Bureau of Land Management's Bat Beauty Week is entering its final round today, and Oregon's very own Horry Potter still in the race. We told you about that at the beginning of the month. Here he is. Horry Potter is a hoary bat that is only found here in Oregon. His opponent for the final roundup is Lestat, a western small-footed bat found in Idaho. The winner of the annual competition will be announced tomorrow. And a reminder, we've won the state of Oregon the last 2 years, so let's make it a three-peat. We'll be sure to share the championship winner with you then.